It's a great honor to be here. I just don't know how I ended up on this stage and speaking to a room full of such amazing people. It really blows my mind that there are amazing folks like yourselves who are ready to take what's I think it was Gebete who said earlier, feel the fear and do it anyway. He said it in another way. But so today I'm here to speak about, okay, you're probably wondering why is a government representative on the stage? I was asked to speak about opportunities in Africa. And I'll use Namibia as an example. Namibia is a country which is really moving and shaking itself, and we hope to do that for the rest of the region as well. We just got the second elected female president. We also have a female vice president and a female speaker, just to shake things up a little bit in the category of stereotypes of Africa. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're looking at all the stereotypes and we're seeing how we can change them. Because we don't want to be stuck. I think when people think about Africa, they think, it's like somebody said to me, well, the only thing I know about Africa is that it's corrupt. I said, oh, you mean like in London? So I was just being a bit cheeky, but really the fact is you get it everywhere. So what are people doing about corruption? They are making laws and they are implementing them. But apart from that, what are we doing in Africa? I think Namibia is just an example of people moving forward. And what I heard today was people saying, well, you know, we're struggling to be heard, we're struggling to be supported. And so I was very happy today to hear that Namibia is starting to give clear support for startups, clear support, coaching and mentoring in these areas. And I thought, well, what else can I talk about in this? Well, what are the areas that I would love to see or encourage people to consider for startups, for investors, for founders to consider exploring? Well, you know, when you think of Africa, very often it used to be like this. You pick up a magazine with a picture of a woman with, you know, something like wood or water on her head and a child on her hip. So that's not a very sexy image for investing in agro-processing, but in fact, agro-processing, agriculture is a huge potential. And I do believe that this is an area that many young people in Africa, many founders, many startups, many investors need to look at because the opportunities are so vast. That's one area. What about value addition around agro-processing? What about value addition around the critical minerals? Everybody talks about critical minerals in relation to war, in relation to stealing, in relation to big companies, but actually there are so many opportunities there, I would argue. And one thing that somebody mentioned to me the other day, and I wonder how many people in this room have thought about this. I'm sorry, I haven't been here the whole day. But do you know that $90 billion annually come into Africa in remittances from the diaspora, people like yourselves? So what can we do about that? The person that I was speaking to had an idea. Do you know that if we set up a system whereby people can be giving their money into a charity here in the UK, for example, and then in Africa, in your country, say Namibia, South Africa, whatever, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, if a person doesn't get the money sent to them, they get it from a charity or a business in the country, and that company works together with the charity here, And the person that you're giving the money to, say it's your brother or your uncle, then gets given support so that they can come and work in your company or get training or in internship or something like that. That means that you are building your fund here and you're supporting the funding in Africa. The remittances industry has got so many options. If you want to hear more about this, come and talk to me. I'll put you in touch with the person whose idea this is. But I think that we need to start thinking out of the box. And there's so much there that even if you had 1% of that $90 billion that goes into Africa annually, just imagine the potential for helping people in your community. Because most of the people that are sending money back home are doing that to build schools, are building charities, are building their churches, are building their villages, are building their cities, are investing in companies, and basically building Africa. So in fact, I understand there are some countries that develop their budget around these remittances. I'm mentioning this because I've not heard anybody in London talk about it. In fact, I've never heard anybody, and I'm quite old, so talk about this kind of thing. So I really want to encourage everybody here to go back to what Mr. Gabite said at the beginning. He said, feel the fear and do it anyway. You know, look at these opportunities. When you look at green hydrogen, for example, Namibia's just started producing the first green steel in Africa. That is a complete out-of-the-box opportunity. Our port systems, if we get our port systems working nicely, the amount of cruise tourism that can be brought in and that will feed into the smaller businesses that can grow to be unicorns, hopefully, the potential is huge. What about those companies that can support, can feed the ships, can offer them top-class steaks, can offer them top-class, produce that can be locally made? All the governments in Africa are looking for those kinds of options and opportunities. So what I came here today to say is kudos to all of you, and, try to engage with people back home, see what you can do to support and find new opportunities, and don't be afraid to try. Thank you so much.